So, to go back to my comments about hearing me out, maybe the Mariners are saying hear me out to this player, and signing a deal. Um, what I imagine it'll take for this guy to sign is that Pete Alonso finally signs a deal wherever, not with Seattle, because again, hey, I do have some. Sir, I have $20.
Twenty
Please sign with
dollars,
me. Please sign.
please.
Um,
What the polar bear doing in Seattle,
what the polar
Washington?
bear doing? Yeah, he's not going to sign here. So I imagine it would take him to sign for that market to kind of shift a little bit for first base. But do you have any confidence in Seattle bringing back Justin Turner? Because at this point, that's kind of like the one guy in free agency that I know. Not that I just know, Adam Frazier's out there. I don't want him though. But it's like, they talked about at the end of the season, wanting him back, whether it was Cal Raleigh or Luke Rayleigh. I don't have another name to rhyme. But there seemed to be mutual interest, right? So, and obviously a lot has changed though in the offseason because, it seemed like they threw everything at Carlos Santana and they wanted Carlos Santana to be here. The Mariners offered him the most money and he said, I want to go to Cleveland. When they traded Josh
Brutal.
Naylor. So, what do you think about a Justin Turner return? Because at the beginning of the offseason, it seemed like that was something that they were going to do, or they wanted to do at least. And now we're kind of in no man's land, obviously, with the Mariners trying to upgrade second and third base. Um, but I mean, I feel like we have, and the Seattle Times had reported that there were positive discussions between the two sides earlier in the offseason. It's been like a month since then.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Where are you at with Seattle potentially bringing back the Ginger Man?
Um, well, first is that I want him back. I think he's got one more in him, and I want him for that leadership. It's a guy who has won a World Series. He knows what that's like, what that takes.
What that like?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know what that's like. Do you know what that's like? Mariners certainly don't know what that's um, like as an organization. So yeah, I think I want one more year of Justin Turner, and I think he probably wants it. I mean, as soon as he got here, I think he leaned pretty hard into like Pacific Northwest as a culture. I don't know if it was, if you want to be mean, you can call it pandering. If you want to be generous, you can call it embracing the city. You've like had Soundgarden as his walk-up song when he got up here. I mean, that's pretty fun, right? Um, and I think there are worse places to spend a summer than Seattle, Washington. Um, so certainly, I think he wants to. And like you said, yeah, with Carlos Santana going to Cleveland, which you'd have to pay me a lot of money to live in Cleveland. But
Yeah.
but with him gone and like with the first base market kind of settling down, yeah, I think you go for Justin Turner. I think you go for Redbeard.
Hmm.
I think you want him, and I think you hope that in the next couple of years you can develop somebody from the minor leagues. Um, I'm gonna say bring me Ivan Melendez, trade for him, uh,
Wow.
because I was at UT the same time he was, and he's fun to watch. And I just want to watch. I want to watch the Hispanic Titanic again.
Can
But
you put in a good word with him? Say like, hey man, sounds pretty cool. You could
yeah,
see me
absolutely.
again.
Yeah, could work. Anyway, so yeah, confidence. I'm gonna say 65%.
Okay,
I think
that's not
it's
bad.
more likely than a coin flip. Um, but you know, it might. There's still a pretty good chance that it's not going to happen. Because who knows with this front office this year? We're in cryostasis, and I feel like we're hurtling towards Alpha Centauri, and nobody's woken up at the controls yet. And at this point, we're just gonna crash. Um, or like 3 weeks before spring training, we're gonna make 50 roster moves. We're gonna have a completely different team, and we're gonna win the World Series because somehow we got everybody else. Um, and everybody else turned out to have really great chemistry and just good vibes. And in baseball, that's all you need sometimes.
Power of friendship, man. I mean, the
Exactly.
Mets did it, even though they already had a good roster. So, I mean, I mean,
Uh,
you look at this first base market, and it's Pete Alonso, the husk of Anthony Rizzo. Um, And then yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of the first base market. Unless you want to again, which I've talked about this on the show repeatedly, and it's just there's no way that you'd cow and do it. They bring in Ty France and they say, "Hey, buddy, we are sorry for what we did to you, and we how
oh
we like
man.
essentially publicly humiliated you. Come
That
on
was
back,
that
huh?"
was brutal. He was like a sad little puppy that day.
It was terrible. I hated it.
Um,
So
I
yeah, I don't know. I just think that's the best situation they've got right now.
mhm.
To bring him back there because I don't think Tyler Locklear's ready.
No.
Um, and I don't know if he'll be ready until like maybe later in the year or even next year because he seems to have a lot to need to work on.
Yeah.
'Cause he could be your first baseman of the future. Sure, that'd be great. I just don't I don't think he's there. Um,
I mean,
so
my first choice, I mean, of course, is bring me the polar bear.
yeah, I mean if we oh that's what I was gonna say. Thank you. You unknowingly helped me figure it out. Um, so uh Oh yeah, I was like, if they just like do slash creative and give themselves 1 million diamonds, and then they can spend money
Hmm.
on oh shit, I already forgot Pete Alonso and Alex Bregman. Say, hey,
Bring
boom
me
boom,
Breggy too. Yeah.
yeah, like call it good. I hell at that point I'd be fine with the platoon of Demo, Ryan Bliss, and maybe even a little bit of oh shoot, my little friend, what's his name? Um, oh shoot.
Hold on, but first, put some respect on Demo's name. He put it together last year.
Sure. No, and that's what I'm saying is if you are able to get a legitimate upgrade at a third base or
Hmm.
somehow you get a guy at first, I talked about this, I think it was 2 weeks ago when the guy called me a white supremacist.
Yes.
Um I was like, of the platoon situations in the infield, at first, second, or third, I'm fine with second because I know you've got a Dylan Moore, there who can eat the bulk of it, and then you give him a day off or you put him somewhere else when another guy in the lineup needs a break. Maybe he'll pitch it at this point. And you can put a Ryan Bliss or shoot, help me out here. He played some shortstop.
Hmm.
Um, he ended the season with the Mariners. You know who I'm talking about. I know you do. Leo
Uh,
Rivas. There we go.
oh man, that
Yeah,
I
you throw in that
Men
sort
in
of
Black
trifecta
memory
of
clickered Leo Rivas myself.
Dylan Moore, Ryan Bliss, Leo Rivas. Like, there you go. Anyway,
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, how about those M's?
Oh, I'm excited.
I know. Where are you going to watch all those away games, though?
Away games. Huh. I was thinking of coming here since, after all, Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle Sports.
I love that idea. Hope to see y'all here.